We'll get there when there's hush. Shh. This is the Gold Cup, the biggest race of them all. The reason that Susanna and Rich Ritchie are in the game, they want this race. Rich, if Votor runs, or put it like this, will Votor only run if Ruby Walsh is on board?
No. I think it'll all depend on how they're working on the day, or up to the day. And
so you saying that Ruby Walsh could be on Jack Adam, but Votor could still run?
Yep, I think it'll be a very hard decision for Ruby. Jack Adam is well, first of all, let me just say something about the Gold Cup. I would love, as I think most racing fans would, I know he wins all sorts of races, but it would be great if Willie Mullins won a Gold Cup, and we would love to win it for him. If we don't, I hope he wins the race. That being said, I think it's a very hard choice for Ruby between Jack Adam and Votor.
Which one should he ride, Rich?
I don't know.
Well, if you were him, which one would you ride?
I don't ride.
Everyone has an opinion, Rich. Which one would you be on?
What would I know? Now, that being said, I'd ride the one I think is going to win.
Which one would you back?
I would tell you.
Rich, you know what I'm asking.
Can I?
Which one will you stick Ruby on?
Okay, can I say two things? Number one, leave off the extra onions off the pepperoni pizza at lunch. And the second thing.
He's got a point.
And the second thing.
I did have a whole lot of salami at lunch, honestly.
Easy, Tiger. And the. That's so unlike.
I knew I'd bring you down to my level eventually.
It took a while, and we're not quite there yet. But listen.
Just answer the question, man.
Listen, on class, you'd run Votor. On form, you'd run Jack Adam. Whatever Ruby rides is fine by me, and whoever rides the other one has a great chance. They both have great chances.
Who will ride the one he ditches?
Good question. Paul will have first choice. Paul Town will have first choice. There's lots of jockeys who don't have rides. There's David Mullins as well. Who's quite a good pilot.
There's also our champion, Richard Johnson.
Richard Johnson has never ride yet, so.
Sam Twiston Davis.
Sam.
Just out of interest, ladies and gents, who would like to see Sam Twiston Davis on the other Richie horse? Coming back to Richie, and coming back, of course, I'm afraid, back down to earth, Sam, because there's no fucking chance of you riding it. Sorry, Mum. Jack Adam, Rich, how concerned about that fall last time?
Not. It was a very silly, lazy mistake. It was a funny old cut. It was a bad cut, but it was quite clean. And
Richie,
he lost a bit of his like a flap in his chest came down, and they've stitched it all up.
Wouldn't be a cut Keeley would want then.
And no. And anyway, it's funny because you say after that happens, would you school him again to make sure he's okay? Sam would have a view on this. Divided in our camp. If you don't school him again, Woody says he'll never touch a twig, given what happened the last day. So it was a big flesh wound. So we'll see what happens. But he's in great form now. He's in really good form, I have to say. Okay. He's probably 2 or 3 days behind where he should be, but that's easily made up. He's in great form.
Okay. And just final question on this then, Rich. If he's in such great form, why run them both?
Want to win the Gold Cup.
Is that the race that you really want?
Yep.
Okay. Chambers, just quickly on the two Ritchie horses. You were saying earlier that you were just pleased that it was halfway round and Ruby had obviously mistaken the last fence when he came off.
Which horse are you on about now?
Jack Adam when he fell off. Obviously mistook it was the last fence. Actually, he was only halfway round, he fell off.
No, Jack Adam had his Achilles heel. He tipped up in the JLT when he got his arse too high in the air like a show jumper and he doesn't get his legs out in front of himself, and he did the exact same at Cheltenham again. It's his Achilles heel, and that's... Now, last year in the Gold Cup, he jumped perfectly apart from the water jump. So I think altogether he's a sound jumper. It's just if he has an Achilles heel, he gets his arse too high in the air, nothing to do with Ruby.
Do you think we'll see Votor at the Cheltenham Festival?
I think we'll see Votour. As long as it's good to soft ground on the Friday, Votour line up in the Gold Cup, and I imagine Ruby will ride him.
Okay. Sam, just if you could ride any of these, which one would you like to be on?
The best of the English is definitely Q Card, but for me, the one that would be doing everything easiest, jumping 3 out, would be Votor. He'll be the one that's on the heels, tanking away, and it'll just be amazing to see, well, just from a jockey's point of view, to sit in the wearer and watch what will be a great race.
Paul?
That was nice, wasn't it? That was almost sweet. Trust me, I'm not that sweet. I'd rather be riding in it.
Give him the ride is the cheer, Rich. You know, you're going to give the people what they want.
And I shout back, you deal with Willie. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right, Paul. I mean, you could have a whole load of non-stairs in this race, and then you've got the great giraffe, Don Poli, just lobbing along like a lazy school kid.
Don Poli is far too slow to win a Gold Cup of this quality.
Hold on, Gold Cups are won by slow horses.
They're not won by horses as
Keeley,
slow.
Racing Post, shush.
They are not won by horses as slow as Don Poli has so far proved to have been.
Right.
Don Slowly is his name. The RSA Chase he won last year is possibly one of the worst races you'll ever see at Cheltenham for a Grade 1.
Oh my God.
The horses he beat have so far between them won 1 2-mile 5 furlong handicap hurdle at Wincanton.
Okay, so we've established
Right.
you really fancy Don Poli.
That form is shit. Right, that form is shit. He beat Many Clouds by 4 lengths at Aintree, getting £5. He was under the cosh all the way up the straight. Smad Place smashed up Many Clouds at the same terms at Cheltenham. He then ran in the Lexus Chase at Leopardstown. He won by half a length from First Lieutenant, who he lost 5 lengths to on the running, right? And another half length to Fox Rock, whose big target at Cheltenham is the cross-country chase. What the fuck is this horse doing at 5 to 1? Right? If Ruby Walsh had the choice of riding Votor, Jackadam or Don Poli, I guarantee you he'd be 50 to 1 to ride Don Poli, and this horse is the same price as those 2 to win the race. He's got no chance whatsoever.
If you... I tell you, if he only wrote his column like that, we'd read it, wouldn't we? I'd say.
I did!
Unfortunately, the subs got rid of all the good bits. Right, okay,
The Guinness may suck, but the white wine's good.
let's just... So, Keeley, the winner of the Gold Cup is...
The winner of the Gold Cup, I'd love it to be Q Card. I think it'll be Votor or Don Cossack. One of those 2.
So you'd love it to be Q Card, but you also fancy the 2 favourites. So you got 3 out of the first 4 in the betting.
No, emotionally I'd like it to be Q Card because I've been a fan of the horse for ages. I think if Votor stays, he'll win. I think, a lot of people think Votor will win a champion hurdle, let alone a champion chase and the Ryanair, which he'd piss up. So when you've got a horse of that talent, and they're still going for the horse, for the race that the betting says is most unlikely to win, I think if he stays, he'll win. If he doesn't, and Don Cossack puts in a clear round, he'll win. I don't think any of the others can.
Sounds like he could be staying at home. Joe, who do you fancy in this?
If the ground is softer than good to soft, Jackadam. If the ground is good to softer, better Votour.
Okay, Twisty.
Votor.
Rich.
The Vulture, Votor.
Votor as well. And I'm going to go with Don Cossack as long as Russell's on it. And I did ring Davy Russell before we came, and I said to him, "You're riding Don Cossack, aren't you?" And he said he had absolutely no idea. I said, "Well, hold on. Cooper was on Pony, you were on Cossack." And he said, "Don't read anything into that at all." So that was a bit depressing. But if Russell's on Don Cossack, I think he'll just school him round,
for a
and
score.
he will win.